Welcome back, friends. Some more excerpts from my book, Life I Refuse to Give Up. Does it make sense if I say that negativity should be considered a sin? It is because it would invade our senses in such a way that it makes us weak. In other words, it grabs us by the throat and ruins our thought process. By now, you would have understood that our thoughts control us to a large extent. They can change our perspective about how we look at situations and people. They are generally in three forms: positive, negative, and neutral. I believe that the third kind has no value at all. The neutral is static and has no definition. Negative, on the other hand, is the devil. Positive is God Himself. Positive is heavenly, it's divine, supreme, gives immense satisfaction to our existence. I'm not explaining rocket science here. I'm sure you all know this already. All I'm trying to do is awaken the giant that has been put to sleep for you, by you, for so many years. He, the giant, is not in London, Tokyo, or Calcutta. He's inside all of us, maybe a bit deep down, because that is where we chose to keep him all these years. I hope reading these lines would help us feel his existence in our soul, mind, and heart. I believe this understanding has made me comprehend myself better. If someone calls me a loser, I might feel terrible. My feeling bad is not because the other person is right. It's because I made the mistake of allowing his thoughts to penetrate my mind. The underlying truth is that we're all the same. I repeat, ladies and gentlemen, we're all the same from day one. Now I know that this line resonates a lot with your thought. But why did you let negativity creep into your heart? I think our thought process would change in due course of time. If our negative elements could take over, then we are to be blamed for it. To deal with negativity, you need to be courageous of not fearing failure. Courage is something that expands our thinking horizons, whereas negativity would diminish our dreams. It is a choice we all need to make in life. If you have attained this courage early in life, there is nothing like it. For example, cricketer Yuvraj Singh was courageous enough to make a comeback in cricket even after battling cancer. This is the example of courage I'm talking about. If you didn't really fight, it wasn't a battle after all. We may have limited resources, we may have a lot of shortcomings, we may fail very often, but what should never change is our faith and belief. The day we lose faith and belief is when we start falling prey to our circumstances. The day the mantra of life, yes I can, becomes the basic truth of our existence, our being starts to transform. These are not mere words that I write. These are my experiences. Good, bad, and ugly are all put together for you and me to judge and decipher. You may be afraid of the unknown, but that shouldn't prevent you from putting in your 110% each time. Jesus Christ said, "Ask and it will be given to you. Search and you will find it. Knock and the door will be opened for you." The actual point to remember here is the belief and the faith that we all possess. Our problem is we overlook our inner capabilities and somehow wander in the opposite direction in search of these. Traffic is not on the highway. It's basically in our mind. Limitations are self-made, self-created, self-inflicted. Do you agree? We all realize where the problem is. We all know who the actual culprit is, but what we refuse to admit is the problem behind the problem. A lot of times our progress is marred by our own actions. Our loss is the result of our own shortcomings. Only if we practice harder, if we are willing to run that extra mile, the result will be absolutely different. Therefore, remember one thing: yes, you can. The one who stops you from being persistent is not your friend. You need to say goodbye to him before success says goodbye to you. Let that be another person or your own self. The world salutes the ones who carve a path for the world to walk on. The rest will just follow their footsteps. Now smile and say, yes, I can, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm going to say life, I refuse to give up.